What's up, guys? Welcome back. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I feel compelled to make this message. There was a time in my life where I was struggling with money, with finances. I felt like every one of these jobs that I was working, I wasn't making enough to do anything extra. I didn't have the resources for these extracurricular things. I couldn't afford jujitsu. I couldn't afford hardly going to the gym. I could pay my rent. I could pay the car, electricity, and food. It was the bare necessities. I was working security. I was working at washing cars. I was working as a bartender here and there, cleaning up apartments, working at GNC. I've had a handful of jobs, and I kind of always had this feeling of I was stuck. I never went to college. My parents died. I moved out when I was about 19 and finished high school, but I never went to college. I never really had anyone pushing me like, hey, go to college. And in a way, I think that's kind of good. But I also think that there's definitely some value to having structure for a young man or a young woman's life. Someone telling you, hey, go sign up for and learn a skill, learn a trade, learn something that is going to be valuable to the market. So for me, I didn't really have that, and I was just kind of on my own. So I was working these jobs. I felt stuck. I felt like, man, I feel like I have potential, but I don't know how to use this potential. I don't know how to use this spirit inside of me. Like, I was always a happy kid. I always was good with talking with people. I was always good at, I think, bringing people together, even motivating people. And I felt like there was potential inside of me, and I wasn't fulfilling it. So I kind of fell into this spiral of depression, and money was a huge problem in my life. There was a point where I was offered a job as a car salesman. I had this sales position that was available to me. One of the general managers at the car dealership was like, you know what? He actually saw some of my videos, my YouTube videos, and he said, you're good at speaking in front of a camera. You seem comfortable enough. Why don't you come sell for me? And at first I was really, really intimidated because I was like, man, that's not for me. I'm not used to being in front of other people. I'm not used to satisfying customers. I'm not used to doing paperwork and making phone calls. These were all pain points for me. I didn't want to get on a phone. I remember the first time I did, I was very nervous. It was like that anxiety. For some reason, just not being able to talk on a phone was nerve-wracking for me. So I said no at first, and I put it off, kept doing what I was doing, and then one day I was just like, you know what? What's it gonna hurt to try it? I had been the one talking about, you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to push the limits. The comfortable life is going to end in misery and death. So I was like, okay, well, let's try it. So I got on board. He trained me, taught me the basics. Before you know it, I start selling. Then I get my first paycheck. And holy smokes, my income shoots up like 3x. And right now, instead of making like $1,500, I'm making like $4,500, and then the next month, $5,000, then $6,000. The best month I ever had in car sales was like $10,000. That was a total paradigm shift for me. Growing up, kind of, relatively poor with a family that was using food stamps. I'm the oldest out of 6 kids. Parents are struggling. My dad is his own kind of sales. He's going to flea markets. He's talking to people. He's opening up these old storage units, buying them. He's an auctioneer at the time. And, it was this first time in my life, it was like, man, like, yes, finally, a breath of fresh air. I can finally breathe. I don't feel like I'm drowning. And it did something to my mind because I realized that, man, if I could do this, I could do anything. Sales, the act of selling, the act of being in a position where you have to talk to someone else, that you're trying to move a product, that whole transaction, that whole space is always going to require people. It's always going to require someone that is going to step up and fill that position. And this could be writing copy, marketing. This could be door to door. This could be, you working at a place. This could be anything. The world moves by people selling things. Having those successful months really did something for my confidence. And it made me feel like, yes, I can do this. Anything's possible. Like, I kid you not. That was the most defining moment in my life so far that has brought me from a state of lowliness, depression, into a state of possibility. It really opened up my mind to the potential that I have to change the course of my life by simply stepping up and no longer working in the back. No longer working those late night security shifts where there was no people. No more cleaning the apartments where there was no one else. No more, working in the back washing cars while the sales guys were up front talking to the actual owners of that car. It was that thing that more than any self-improvement tip, more than, anything that people are talking about these days, no fap cold showers, anything you can think of, it was positioning myself to move product, to be that person to help someone get something that they want. That was it. And I think that so many guys that feel stuck in their life could benefit not from just a car sales job, I don't think so, but from some sort of selling position, some sort of position that causes you to kind of be your own businessman and sell a product and talk to other people. Now, you don't got to just sell cars. I mean, sales is everything. Every company, if you think of the most important part of any business, is for that business to sell their product. That's it. If they can't sell the product and generate cash flow, the business is going to shut down. They need to be profitable. So they need to have a product. It can be a mediocre product. It could be a great product. But regardless, if it does not get sold, there's no business. And so a lot of people, they kind of go through their lives, they go to good schools, and they have all these ideas and this, this business philosophy and this theory. They have a theory about generating wealth and income, and they almost like make fun of sales, like selling is beneath them. These professors maybe at these universities, these top schools, but it's not true, because if you can't sell something, then you don't have anything. You don't have a business. You don't generate cash flow. Your ideas fall on deaf ears. Nothing moves without someone there to sell it. And maybe you don't like the word sales. That's fine. Call it something else. Persuasion, influence, the ability to get your idea across. I have this thing of like honest selling. Because if you have a great product that could really help someone else out in their life, maybe even alleviate their suffering, make their life better, if you can't sell, if you can't be the one to sell the product to them and to explain it to them in a way that makes them see, maybe this could actually benefit me, well, they're going to miss out. And so you don't need these tricks. You don't need this weird ABC selling. You don't need these tactics per se. But you can literally make someone's lives better by selling. And it must be done. And I think that a lot of guys these days, they're working jobs, fast food jobs. They're working jobs where they're behind the scenes. But as a man, when you really want to come into that full, I think that full manliness, that masculinity, and to feel alive, you need to be seen. You need to be seen by other people. You don't want to be a recluse and in the back. And maybe you have to for a season or for some time. But you want to step up to a position where you are seen by others, where you are heard, where maybe your thoughts are heard, your ideas, your writings, the things you have to say. You want to sort of step into that. I'm not telling you to be an influencer, but I'm saying to step into a position that requires you to interact with other humans. I think this is hugely important. Even if it's for a short time, I think that you should have some part of your life where you have to sell stuff, because it'll teach you so many things. It'll help you become more social. It'll give you confidence. You'll get used to seeing your interactions with other human beings, which will develop your self-awareness. There's a lot of young men these days that have zero self-awareness. And I think that's because we're increasingly becoming isolated and alone. when you have that confrontation, maybe even dealing with some sort of angry customers or some tension. You learn how to sort of, you learn how to function and actually thrive within these settings. So it teaches you a lot of stuff. It teaches you a lot. Again, you don't have to sell cars. People sell medical equipment. People sell solar panels. People sell insurance. People sell gym memberships. People sell tools. People sell products for every company. Any company that has a product, there's a salesman behind that thing. In some way, some shape, some form. If that's the copy that you read online, if that's the advertisements that you see on the posters or the billboards, someone has come up with that. Some sales team, some marketing reps, someone is selling. And so to be in this position can be very rewarding. And I think that it will bring you out of a life. If you feel stuck, if you don't want to go to school because you're not really sure, go sell something. Get some experience in sales. It will change your life. And if it doesn't make you a shit ton of money at first, well, it will at least teach you and show you the possibilities of what life can be when you stop working in the backgrounds behind that curtain and you actually come out and you start making things happen. And so I cannot recommend it enough, man. It's really changed my life. I mean, it's helped me in so many ways. And just think about, I feel like now I can do anything, right? Now I can do anything because I have my ideas. I can sell them. I can explain things. I can get people motivated around something that I truly believe in. It's something I try to do with the group, I really believe in the group, and I think that guys would benefit tremendously from this group. And so, just seeing these possibilities in your life. But before that, I felt stuck. It was like there was a blanket over my life. It was like there was an impediment to me advancing and to fulfilling that potential. But now, it's like, no, that's out of the way. It's like steady north, man, steady north. So I hope this video has helped you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. It's a big world out there, man. And there's a lot of people suffering. Sometimes they just need you to give them a word of advice, maybe a new idea, maybe a new product. So, step up to that responsibility and you could change your life. If you really want to talk to me, like get in the group, come talk to me, ask me questions about this, or just leave me a comment down in the comment section of YouTube, and maybe I can provide you with some ideas if you feel stuck, because you don't have to feel stuck. There's always a way out. There's legitimately always a way out. And I think that too many guys these days are getting overwhelmed by life, and their stress is at an all-time high, and you feel stuck. But I want you to know you're not stuck. You're not stuck. You're simply ignorant of the possibilities that are there, the opportunities that await you if you just become aware of them and step up to them. All right? So I'll see you guys soon. I hope you have a blessed weekend. Hi, Thumos. Peace.